We created the void by not producing enough public information quickly enough. I get that. But then it was exploited with misinformation, people playing politics, Republicans playing politics, personal attacks, personal agendas. No one has a right to spread lies or misinformation that causes pain to families. It is a lie to say any numbers were inaccurate. That is a lie.
As New York Governor Cuomo deflects blame over nursing home deaths, lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are calling for a federal investigation, with even Comrade Cortez joining the push.
Her Republican colleague, Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis, says this is one issue that can bring us all together, that can unite the right and the left, and she joins us now. Good morning, Congresswoman.
Good morning.
So here is what AOC had to say. She said thousands of vulnerable New Yorkers lost their lives in nursing homes throughout the pandemic. Their loved ones and the public deserve answers and transparency from their elected leadership. And what say you?
Honestly, I didn't think there'd be an issue where Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and I would agree so soon. I do think that she should have done it sooner. Already now we see that the FBI and the Department of Justice are already investigating. They've been out there investigating really since August, when they initially sent an inquiry to the governor. So this should have come sooner from her, but I'm glad that she is joining the calls, because the reality is these families do deserve justice. New Yorkers do want answers. And quite frankly, the governor saying that this was misinformation, the only misinformation came from his administration when they underreported the deaths by 50%, and they underreported the number of COVID-positive patients put in nursing homes by 40%. We now know 9,000 individuals that were positive were put in hundreds of nursing homes around the country. He's been the one stonewalling this information, stonewalling the legislature, the media, and of course, we have his chief of staff admitting to a cover-up because they were afraid of the Department of Justice.
Congresswoman, I want to shift over. I think those are all fantastic points on Governor Cuomo, but the other topic we're following really closely and have been for some time is school reopenings, when it will happen in full for in-person learning. Will it happen anytime soon? And now Democrats are calling for more funding, for more relief packages to schools, which is odd because approximately $113 billion for school relief that was from former relief packages hasn't even been spent yet. That's what's being reported. So is this a funding problem, or what's going on here?
Well, it's certainly not a funding problem. They want to put another $110 billion or so to reopen schools across the country, when CDC said that it would probably require about $25 billion. I could tell you here in New York, we received about $4 billion, and the schools are not yet open. Now he's going to receive billions more, and they're still not committing to reopen our schools fully. I think what these governors and these mayors are doing to our children is wrong. I can't tell you the amount of the number of children that tell me they want to go back to school. They want to participate in school athletics. They've been cut off from socialization. It's having an impact on them mentally. So it is an education issue because these children need in-class instruction to learn, but it is also a mental health issue. In some cases, it could be a nutrition issue for families that rely on that school lunch. So, you know, there's a lot of impact here, and I don't see how just throwing more money at the problem is gonna resolve it unless you have actual mayors and governors and leaders who are willing to fully reopen them. Look, Catholic schools have been reopened here in New York City. They've been in school for months. There's no excuse for Mayor de Blasio to not move forward and actually reopen our schools fully.
Oh, but the unions are powerful, and they've spent a lot of money. I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you. You've been on our show a lot, friend of the show. You've been in Congress now for a couple of months, a few weeks. What's it like on Capitol Hill, the mood there? What do you as far as Democrats in control, what are their priorities?
Look, there's a lot of polarization right now. It hasn't been the greatest first month. Certainly, look, after Hurricane Sandy, we came together here. Republicans and Democrats worked together for the betterment of our community. You'd think that this would be happening in the course of the pandemic. As a matter of fact, the Democrats have changed the rules to shut the Republicans out of this process for the recovery package. And now we're learning less than 1% of this package is actually going to vaccine development and manufacturing and distribution, which is ridiculous when that is the number one thing we should be focused on, is increasing the number of people that have access to this vaccination. So there's a lot of concerns that we have. You know, me as a New Yorker, of course, I want to see New York receive more funds, $50 billion expected, but I want accountability. Can we trust Mayor de Blasio and Andrew Cuomo with more money when we see how they're using it currently without results? So that is something that I'm looking forward to being a voice on, but I'm hoping we see more bipartisanship, like the president said he intended at the very beginning. We haven't seen that so far.
Yeah.
All right,
Less
we will
than
soon
1%.
see. Yeah. Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis, thanks so much for your time this morning.
Thank you.